Hello. So I'm gonna wait a minute and double check that everything is live and working okay before we get started. So bear with me while I kind of look down at my phone and try and pull it up and make sure everything's okay. Okay, we are live. I found it, so it exists. So first off, hi, I guess, to whoever's stumbled upon this, whether you're watching it live or you found this video on my channel kind of later on down the line, welcome. Hi, I'm Bethan. I'm a social media and marketing manager, and I actually own a social media marketing agency called Red Digital and Events. And actually, this week in my business, I was running a webinar talking to local businesses in the area about the importance of going digital with your business and how to get going and kind of start to transition your business digital. So I wanted to show you and share with you some of what I covered in that webinar. So this isn't going to be a whole long live, and I'm going to be honest, I've never used YouTube to stream before, so I don't even know if I can share my screen, but I'm gonna give it a go and see what I can do. But either way, I'm gonna kind of talk you through what exactly it is that we discussed, and you'll get the exact same thing. So let me faff around a little bit here on the sidebar and see. Okay, it doesn't look like it's gonna let me share my screen. That's a shame. Okay, so no worries. I will just run you through kind of what I talked about. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of why your business should be online. Before we even get into the how to create a website and why you need a website specifically, why should your business be online in the first place? So the way I describe it is that getting your business online is a really powerful way to reach new customers, connect with existing ones, and promote your products and services. So with coronavirus causing so many businesses to close, hospitality industry especially has been really, really affected. But there's been lots of other business owners who were delivering services face to face and are maybe now rethinking their business model and rethinking if there is a strategy for them to turn things online. And this quick video is going to give you some of the tools that you need to kind of get started on that road with getting a website. It's the first step I give and tell people. So if my clients come to me asking for marketing advice and asking for advice on their digital marketing, which is my speciality, the first step I always advise is to get a website. And a lot of people come back with the kind of rebuttal of, well, my business has gotten this far without a website, why do I need one now? Or I always work off of word of mouth. Everything I get is through referrals. So what's the point in spending the money on a website, or what's the point in wasting my time to make a website? And I'm going to say that's a fair point. It's not something that you can kind of set aside and pretend isn't an issue or doesn't exist. So I'm not minimizing that, but I will say, regardless of how great your word of mouth strategies are, regardless of how great your social media strategies are, it can always be made better by having something like a website. You can always enhance those other things by having a website. And realistically, in the 21st century, one of the quickest ways that people do their due diligence on a company and make sure that the people that they're in touch with are reputable and professional is to look for them online and read through their website and make sure that everything reads okay, there's nothing suspicious. So it can be a really big red flag to a potential customer or client, depending on what industry you're in, if someone looks online and can't find any kind of digital footprint for you. The other element is even if you do really, really well with social media and word of mouth that we mentioned previously, there's always going to be another host of people that you will never be able to get in touch with. So word of mouth is the best kind of option of this. Yes, you can reach so many people through referrals, through great reviews, and word of mouth, people recommending your services to their friends and family. But where I live is a small town, and I can tell you hand on heart, I don't know everybody who lives here. And I don't know everybody who knows everybody. So regardless of how many people are recommending you, there's still going to be a whole host of people that you would be able to find if you were to just make that leap and make that jump to transitioning your business online. So I'm really trying to drive home this point of the why before we get into it, because I do really think it's so important for you. So if you have any other objections, any other questions about why you need one today, drop a message or drop a comment, depending on whether you're watching this live or not. And I'm happy to answer it, because I'm telling you now, there will be an answer. There will be a reason why you should. And I do want to pose the question to you guys as well. So if you are looking for something online, how many of you realistically search Google? Like, hand on heart now, if you could honestly say and think that you do look for businesses online, the first step for me is always to go to Google. And yes, I may go to recommendation. Yes, I may go to social media, but my first step is always to do a Google search. So I want you to reflect and think about whether that's the case for you as well. Okay, so now I want to get into the kind of options for you. If you've decided, okay, actually, there might be some truth in this, what's the harm? Let's get a website sorted out. There are a few different options that may be applicable for you, or maybe the best for you. And I want you to go through a few of these, and they cover every end of the spectrum. So whether you're like fully startup, you have no technical capabilities and you have no budget, or whether you're somebody who needs something really bespoke, including an online shop and all of these other elements, we're going to go through lots of different options for you and cover kind of the best one that will fit for you. So the first one that I want to recommend is probably the lowest point of entry, and that is Google My Business. So just for a bit of background, Google My Business is almost, I want to say social media, but also almost like a map element of Google, where you can sign up your business along with its address and some details about the business to get more traffic and post updates, post your opening hours, and post like your contact details and things like that. So if you've ever done a Google search for a specific company and you see that on the sort of side of the screen next to all of your search results is an actual profile for them almost, with just their details and no other information, that is what a Google My Business profile is. But they've recently rolled out Google My Business web pages alongside. So once you've set up your Google My Business account and filled out all the information, you do have the option to create a templated web page. So this is really great for people who don't have a lot of technical knowledge and who don't have a budget, because it is completely free. And like I said, it's a template builder. So it already gives you a pretty standard outline that is really going to be something that can get you by. And a lot of the time then, all you've got to do is make really small changes of maybe some of the details are outdated from when you signed up, or maybe even just the way that it looks. You need to tweak it just very slightly, but it is very simple. You can get together a web page at a click of a button if you so choose. And it's really easy to add text, add photos, and even change the color schemes and things like that. So it's worth looking into if you really don't have the budget behind you, or you're not sure where to even get started. And it'll give you something that will be enough to get you by. So that is the number one that I'm going to suggest. But I'm not going to say that it's my favorite. I think my favorite is actually going to be this next one, and that is MailChimp. So if you're familiar with MailChimp, you probably know it as an email marketing service, and you might be a little bit surprised to hear that I'm recommending it to build websites. But a few years ago, I think because of the forms that they offer, they started offering the opportunity to build a landing page, and it wasn't great. It wasn't the most beautiful website that you could create, but you could create a landing page and either kind of embed your email sign up or a form that you wanted people to fill out and things like that on this landing page. And now they've kind of taken it that step further, where you can build a full multi-page website using MailChimp. It's completely free. It's got much more flexibility in it than Google My Business, and it means you can do things like drag and drop in extra content blocks where you so choose. So if you want to put like a grid of images in, you can. If you want to add in, obviously, your MailChimp link, you can. And it'll give you some kind of template idea, but you can really personalize it and make it fit yourself a little bit better. But the reason that I think this is a great one, if you don't have a website and you're still in the early stages of your business, especially, is because with everything that's going on with coronavirus, they have actually decided to offer free domains for 5 years. So if you're not familiar, a domain is the .com, the link that you will be generating. So usually yourbusinessname.com or yourbusinessname.co.uk. In my example, it's reddigital-events.co.uk. Feel free to take a look. But it's that kind of link that you'll be sharing. So usually you have to pay a fee, albeit a small fee, for that every single year, and it's a recurring cost. But for MailChimp are now offering this for free for 5 years. It will not work if you try and transition off of MailChimp, as far as I'm aware, but it is a really great offer to A, take away some of that cost, and B, if you're not a hugely technically minded person, it is all very drag and drop. It's very easy to edit and it's very easy to update as well. So even if down the line you just decide, oof, could have done a little bit better here, once you get more familiar with the platform, you can make changes to it. So I would recommend that you look into that one. But then the next one that is going to be ones that you could do yourself are platforms like Squarespace and Wix. These have both blown up in popularity by being a website builder that you don't need code for. So whether you are someone who is very good on a computer, but you don't have that HTML knowledge, or you have no idea what the phrase CSS means, this is going to be a really great middle ground for you. And it offers as well a lot of more bespoke elements. So say you need an online store, say you need an events page, or say you need a blog. All of these are really easy to do through Squarespace and Wix. And they also offer packages. So all of their packages will kind of include your domain name, your hosting, even business email, and marketing sometimes as well. So they'll offer free email marketing campaigns. And it eased that barrier to entry. Years ago, Squarespace and Wix were some of the real great options if you had no technical knowledge, but you wanted to create a website and couldn't afford a developer. Now there are lots of different options, but these two still stayed as two of the main competitors in the industry. Obviously, you're on YouTube if you're watching this, so you've probably actually heard about Squarespace an awful lot. They do put in a lot of money into sponsoring influencers as well as pumping out ads on the platform. And this is actually where I host my website for Red Digital and Events. It took me a day to pull it together, and I got my G Suite business in it for free for a year, and it is very reasonably cost. The average business package, I believe, is around £180 per year. Sorry, I'm based in the UK. If anyone is international listening to this, I follow my costs in pounds, and that is not including VAT. Just to keep in mind also. But you will need a little bit more of knowledge and experience with computers. You won't need code, but it isn't easy to create in some cases. It can be a little bit finicky and a little bit more difficult to get what you're looking for. So that takes me to then the last step, your very last option, if none of these are suitable for you, and that is to kind of bite the bullet and hire a developer. So whether you're looking for someone to build a membership site for you, or you decided that you want an online shop that is so bespoke that you can control every element of your customer experience, hiring a developer is going to be the best option to give you something really broken down to exactly what you're looking for. But obviously, it will cost a lot more. You will need a much larger budget if you're looking for a developer than any of the other options that I've mentioned. From local rates here, it'll almost triple versus what you'd be paying for the highest paid option of Squarespace and Wix. But I recently actually read a survey that said 57% of people who find a website that is poorly designed will not then recommend that business to anybody else. So if you're thinking about it, then it might be worth the investment in this case. But that is your kind of final option. And of course, if you want to get in touch with us at Red Digital and Events, I'll make sure there is a link in the description below. And you're welcome to get in touch. Our website packages start from £500 or £300, not including the hosting and things like that. So if you want to take that on yourself, feel free. We most regularly will deliver our websites through Squarespace, but have also used WordPress to deliver websites on behalf of clients. And the reason for that is actually so that it's easier for you. I don't want to be in a position where we are regularly charging service fees monthly to clients to manage their website yearly. We are perfectly happy to kind of build a website and hand it over to you to deal with. But in that, we need to make sure that it's something that you're going to be able to manage. So if I were to use some of the more kind of developer suitable programs, the one that comes to mind that people often struggle with content management on is Umbraco. It can be really complicated for someone who's not that familiar with building websites or not that familiar with even just uploading a blog, to be able to make changes and tweaks themselves. So those are the platforms that we use. If you are interested, get in touch. But I hope that you're going to walk away from today's video with the understanding of why you need a website, especially with all that's happening in the world in this day and age, where coronavirus is causing businesses to close on the regular, and it's causing businesses to go under as well, unfortunately. So if you can transition some of your business activities digitally, you're going to be one step ahead. But that's all for today. I'm going to be following up with other videos on this subject, but taking you through the different steps. So the next step will actually be SEO and very minimal, low-tech point of entry on how to increase your search engine optimization and how to do better on Google. So I will see you soon with that one, but thanks for watching. I can see there's a couple of you in the room, so thank you for that. And thanks to those who watched this after the fact when I'm not live anymore. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy it, and leave a comment below with your feedback or requests as well. So thank you all very much. Bye.